Kohlol, Yahweh Shemir Shai Basham Rakakdash, double honours to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, as well as honour to the men under the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect and those who hope to be of that number. Pakistan power outrage, a massive breakdown grips major cities in darkness. Internet collapses. So there was a power outrage in Pakistan, and the video is from Crux. It says several cities and towns across Pakistan plunged into darkness on Saturday night following a huge blackout due to a fault in the power distribution system, according to media reports. So here's the video. I'm going to play at 1.25 speed. I'm going to bring out a few scriptures alongside this.
तो बहुत पैदा हो रहा है, क्योंकि कोई ऐसी बात होती तो खाली एक दो शहर या एक लाइट नहीं होती, लेकिन ये समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि ये पूरे पाकिस्तान की लाइट क्यों गई है। पर अब तो अल्लाह पाक से दुआ करते हैं कि अल्लाह पाक पर रहम करे हमारे मुल्क पर। हमारे मुल्क के लोग पहले इतना डरे में, और ऊपर से लाइट नहीं है, लोगों में खौफ और राहत है।
तो घर से निकला, मैंने कहा हमारे घर की लाइट नहीं है। बाहर निकला तो तकरीबन सब जगह पे अंधेरा हुआ है। तो मैं हैरान हो गया। मैंने कहा यार ये तो पूरे कराची में लाइट नहीं है, कारोबार बंद है, सब ठप हुआ है। वरना बंद छोड़ तो कभी इतना बंद तो नहीं हुआ।
Alright, I'm going to leave it there. So they tell you Pakistan has had previous blackouts, but this is the worst one they had so far. And this is going to come to a place near you. This is definitely going to come to Babylon, aka America. And this is concerning something I said in a previous video, a recent video. Made mention of Isaiah 7:14. The word there for a young woman is Ha'ilama, which is correct, but in the Septuagint they've got it wrong. The Septuagint, it gives you the word for a woman who's never had sex, when it's meant to give you the Greek word for a woman, a young woman, which would be Nianis. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 verse 3, where it mentions the virgins, that's got Ilamwath, which is multiple young women of marriageable age, which is correct. And in the Septuagint that is correct as well. I just want to say that, just in case I made a mistake in the previous video. Isaiah 7:14. Young woman. There's two words for virgin in the Hebrew. One is Bath Wallah, which is a woman who's never had sexual intercourse, and the other one is Ha'ilama, a young woman of marriageable age. Again, Bath Wallah, a woman who's never had sex. Ha'ilama, a woman of marriageable age, and Mary was a woman of marriageable age. Okay, she already had sex with Joseph. Their marriage was down low. They didn't have a wedding feast, otherwise Mary would have been seen as an adulteress, and it would have been taken seriously, and she could even be put to death. So hey, I'm gonna leave that there. Moving on. This is a fulfillment of this is going to lead to scriptures such as this. If this power outage continues, let's say if it continues, people are going to steal from one another. And even if it doesn't continue, things go back to like all the power is destroyed throughout Pakistan. one day there's going to be a power outage that's going to be there for some time. We know there's going to be a huge blackout coming to America, whether it be a day or two or a week, even a few weeks. And people are going to go crazy. You heard that man. How? You saw that man. He was saying stuff about, you know, businesses are closed, all the activities. Pakistanis are already scared, and now without electricity we are shocked. People are going to be shocked. They're going to be scared. They're going to be missing stuff. They're going to be missing food. They're not going to have foods that they can store without. They might not have enough foods like canned goods, long-term lasting food. They might have things like milk and butter in the fridge, and without electricity that's just going to spoil away. They might have, you know, bread that only lasts until the next 3 days. If it only lasts for the next 3 days, it'll expire in the next 3 days. They don't have any long-lasting foods, or little to no long-lasting foods, and they're going to be looking for their neighbors who have food that they can eat. Alright, I'm going to get Matthew 24. Explanation. It's a little lower. Yeah, I'll bring out this scripture anyway. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, a shortage of food, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. We're seeing these things happen. All these are the beginning of sorrows. People are going to be stealing from each other. I'm trying to find the scripture. It might not be Matthew 24. It might be somewhere else. Okay, either way, I want to get what's written 16:11. Second address 15. It talks about people are going to be spoiling each other's house for food. Oh, this scripture. Second address 15. I'll read verse 14. Woe, destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword is a killing instrument. An example of the sword is a gun. Another example of the sword is the nuclear missiles. And their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords, killing instruments like such as a gun in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men. Sedition is rebelling against the state or monarchy, whether it be in action, speech, or thought. Among men, people are going to be coming up against one another and invading one another. They're going to be invading into one another's houses. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. They're not going to regard their government authorities, their presidents, prime ministers, their politicians. They're going to do as they want. When people lose, they lose it. When these people have nothing to lose, they're not going to care about the law of the land. They're going to disregard that to get what they need. They're going to need food. And when people are hungry, they're more desperate. They're willing to do things they wouldn't do because of their desperation. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Via these. Why? Because of these travel restrictions and lockdowns. You can't fly without getting tested now. And some airline companies have said in order to board on their planes, you need to be, as of now, tested, of course, and then jabbed up. A man shall have no sakia, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. With a long enough blackout, that's going to happen. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbour, this is the one I wanted, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, killing instrument, remember, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, because of the lack of food, and for great tribulation. Tribulation is the cause of great trouble and suffering. When these people are going through a cause of great trouble and suffering, and there's a lack of food in their area, and they ain't got the resources to acquire more food, and they're unable to get food, they're gonna steal from their neighbours. You know, and even if it's your neighbor who you thought would never steal or do harm to you, your neighbor's gonna do harm to you. He or she's gonna bust into your house, or bust into someone's house and take from them to get a piece of food, to eat a piece of food. And that's the times we're coming into. You see, these people are already scared. These people, they've already lost their jobs, a good portion of them. They're getting more desperate, and a blackout comes, which it will, to your area, and it's going to be long enough for these people to go crazy. So I'm going to leave it there. You know, more blackouts are going to come throughout the earth. Hopefully this video was edifying. I couldn't find what I was looking for, the Blue Letter Bible. I know it's somewhere in the Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. Slack you. It's a similar scripture. Hopefully this video was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.